Hey there, and welcome back to the Phoenix Within Stories from the Fire. I'm your host, Stephanie Strauss, and today I would like to talk to you about something a little bit different. Topic for today is the weight of small things and learning to live smaller. I know a lot of you have maybe either read my book or seen me on my different platforms on social media, and you may know a little bit about me and my diagnosis and what I've been through. Um, I have had a lot of loss and grief in my life, and I have a couple of different diagnoses, the two main ones being epilepsy and early onset dementia, which means that my life has changed dramatically over the years, mostly in the last year and a half of my life. Um, you know, after surviving the hardest seasons of my life, I thought things would feel lighter and that they would change and be better once I got over the major shock of things. Instead, things got smaller. Um, you know, I want to get into what things look like for me, and maybe you'll be able to identify a little bit. After the diagnosis, um, things started taking a little bit more effort for me. Um, Everyday tasks started looking larger and taking a little bit more effort. My energy was more rationed. Um, Everyday decisions felt heavier than they used to. And it was really strange for me because I went from being a business owner and running things and managing multiple people to worrying about managing cooking a meal on my own or gathering the strength to bathe or dress. Simple things that you took for granted that you didn't even think about, you know? Um, it wasn't one big thing. It was every little thing adding up. The little things, the small things started carrying weight, you know? And even going back a little further in time, you had um, things that from when my husband passed, you know, those same things, time seemed to stop. And those small tasks became major things because when time stops for people in those moments of grief and loss, that those small tasks that you take for granted, like helping your children with homework or cooking or cleaning or bathing, those small tasks become monumental daily decisions. So it's not those things that you like breathing that you don't think about. It's every breath is a big thing. So, you know, the shift into living smaller, you learn how to let go of how life used to look for you. And you look at the now and the picture of your life in the moment. And you have to adjust your expectations. And it's not a matter of giving up. It's a matter of, I need to say to myself and give myself grace and say, okay, I'm not defeated. I'm just adapting. I'm accepting myself and my body for what it is now and being honest with myself. And this is okay. I have to adjust my expectations of myself and of my life. My plans for my life may shrink, and that's okay. For myself, my independence has changed. I do live with my son now, and I have to depend on other people. And that has been a massive shift for me from being that very independent person living on my own, running my own business. That was difficult for me to shift from being so independent and so on my own and running here and there with my business and contracting with these huge companies and having all these responsibilities to now sitting at home, not driving, not doing. Someone else has to get the groceries for me. Someone else has to take me places because I no longer drive. That's a huge shift. And I'm sure some of you can identify with that. But you cannot define your worth on what you can do with your body. I want to make sure I reiterate that. So I'm going to say it again. You cannot define the worth of yourself on what your body can do. My productivity is most definitely changing. I had a friend yesterday. We got in a conversation about how I used to do marketing for my business and social media marketing, and how much I loved it and how well it worked for my business. And she had no idea how to do the social media marketing for her business. And she asked me to try to do it for hers. And I was blown away because it was something that came so second nature to me, and it was so natural for me. And I never thought about doing that for anybody else. And it scared me because of how my mind has changed and how my abilities to do things have changed. So the thought of doing that for someone else definitely scares me. But as I said, my productivity abilities have changed. So taking on a project like that, we're going to do it on a trial run. So in redefining worth, I have to look at that, But what I'm able to do does not define my worth. Rest becomes necessary especially for folks with chronic illness, visible or invisible. Mine are mostly invisible to the naked eye, unless you really take a look at me. Some days I move a lot slower than others. This last week has been horrific for me, as maybe some of you can see on my face. My migraines have been terrible. My arthritis has been terrible, and I've needed more rest than usual. My spoons have been depleted for days. I did not put on makeup specifically today, so my audience can see that there's no perfection when it comes to living with chronic illness. And there are days that I'm not going to put on makeup and I'm not going to fix my hair. So the world can see that there is no perfection in content creation. There is no perfection in this world. There are a lot of people that do these podcasts that their hair is perfect and their makeup is perfect and there are filters and there are lights. I do have a light just so you can see me better, because I want you to see the imperfections. Success looks different when you're in a position like I am, like a lot of my viewers are, like a lot of my followers are. But that's okay, you guys. That's okay. It's okay for success and for life to look different for us. Wherever you are and whatever issues you're facing, that's okay for things to look different for us. Because again, that does not define your worth in this world. Living smaller is not a failure. It's an adaptation. I want you to remember that. If your world has gotten smaller because of illness or loss, having to have a caregiver, or just surviving, even if there is no chronic illness, even if there is no disease, even if there is no loss, if you're just surviving out there, just lifing, you're not alone. You are not imagining this weight. Life is lifing right now. I read the other day that 2025 was the year of the snake. And snakes shed their skin. And I think if you think about that for a minute, snakes, symbolize many, many things, but snakes shed their skin. And I think at the end of this year that maybe we all need to slither out of everything that has weighed us down this year, everything that life has lifed us, that has put us through, no matter what that looks like for us. And we need to take our lessons from it, hold them, learn from them, put them in our pocket, and move forward. Because you know what? Next year, whether you believe in the astrology, the Chinese year charts or whatever, because you know what? Next year's the horse, guys. And horses run. Horses are strong. And horses take off out of the chute with all of the power and all of the majesty that they are. I know my first episode, my second episode are launching in 2026. So I'm recording this in 2025. 2026 is the year of the horse, guys. And I want you to take 2025 skin and let that lay in 2025. Shed that skin. Do not bring it into 2026. You have been seen. You have been validated. You have been understood. And I want you to take 2026 as the year of the horse. Feel strong. Feel powerful. Know that you have the energy and the strength within you to live to your fullest potential, no matter where you are in life. That you are loved, that you are important, and most importantly of all, you are not alone in this world. You are part of this community, and there are people around that love you more than you know. Sometimes strength is not expanding your life again. Sometimes it is learning how to live a meaningful life inside what is here. It's a beautiful quote that I grabbed. I hope you enjoyed our short time here today. I thank you for being here with me today, for taking time to spend and listen to what I have to offer you. I look forward to our time again next week, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you again very, very soon. Thank you so much. I love you all. Thank you for being with me. Love and light. Bye for now.